Hello and welcome back to another exciting stream. Sorry my schedule changed at the last minute. Got to do what I got to do when I don't have a working car right now. Got to get the brakes replaced all the way around. Pads, rotors, and calipers. Yeah, that's out of my budget. But so is everything right now, including rent and electric. So we'll just paint the toys we already have. And do what we gotta do. All right. Apparently, Algae might rule the world someday. Thanks, SciShow. Share that for later and turn on my own channel here to make sure everything's working. All right. Me. So I took all of my D&D paint night kits with me over to my friend's place and started the D&D campaign, Eberron 3.5. Huh, somebody already watching me? Two someone's? Hi, welcome. If there's anyone downrange, let yourself be known by sight or sound. If there's anyone downrange, all right. Let yourself be known by sight or sound. Apparently that's working. Alrighty. Plug you in and set you aside. Make sure you're charging since you are the source of our internet. You are my Wi-Fi, my only Wi-Fi. Ooh, hi autofocus. Yeah, so put this up as the thumbnail. I'll probably touch up and add colors to some of these boys. And I've got a bunch of other models that I brought back with me that I'll probably get to. Not anything that requires gluing right now. That can just wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Put a little love in it. Got to have it. Got to have it. See, I don't think I need the wheel of green right now. So move that out of the way. Get these inks a little bit closer with Big Red. Alright, got that over there. Let's drink some water to get things started. Let's bust this out like I've been meaning to do for a while. I mean, I've already started messing up the table, but give you an idea. I've got larger microwave trays somewhere. And someone chucks a microwave on the curb, grab this. It's great for painting. It's great for if you're ever using your hot glue gun, you have something to set it on. All right, set this over here. Maybe. All right. Who needs paint first? Oh, shoot. I did leave my undead paint over there. So, from Army Painter. My gloss. I might have Citadel undead, though. But I don't necessarily want to make him zombie undead. I was thinking more on the lines of vampiric. Come on here. My flesh tones or anything like a flesh tone is here. Here's my dark flesh that I usually water down as a wash. Here's rotting flesh. Here's sear gray and wraithbone as good base colors for things that aren't going to use the. And bleached bone, I think we got to bring back from the dead along with one of these whites. All right, let's grab the Eurocentric skin tones as well. All right. Although I do want my Gnolls to be a little bit more butterscotch. My Bugbears and my Gnolls have been getting closer to butterscotch with Everland Sunset. And this. Try to keep my triads together. Try. Alright. Snakebite leather. Vomit brown. At least I've established it as a triad. Shadows. Main layer. Highlight. But then I also have these washes. Let's see. Start with a nice wash on this Gnoll because I want to make him undead-ish. Let's see if we can do that somehow. What is Nosdrake yellow? I did a paint study on the Gnolls, but then I just kind of went with it and didn't pick one that I... And apparently I didn't even open this one, so... However, speaking of not opening something yet, let's open a fresh pack of brushes tonight. Because why not? These are the Simply line of brushes from... Where's your name brand? Or is that the... Because there's only Daler Rowney. There we go. Their Simply line of paints. Get a nice little pouch for travel and whatnot. You get an assortment of 10 brushes. Look at the package before you grab it because sometimes the assortment's different than the other ones. They're like it's what it says on the tin, but there are different assortments of brushes available, and sometimes the stockers put them all on one peg because, well, they're the same price point and they're the same label looking label. Let's go with Disco number 4. Let's get the 1/2 inch and this available. Go ahead and pull those out and something for detail because I think I took all of my Wizkids brushes with me. Alright. Won't need that for a minute. We'll need a cup to put them in at some point for the other ones. And I do have this stack of brushes that's already open if I need something a little bit more beat up. Speaking of which, this looks like it's going to be good for my needs. Apparently those want to come and play too. Hi. Alright. Oh, well, that is an angle brush. It's not as extreme of an angle as the other one, but I could probably bend it more if I needed it. Alrighty. Those. I don't know if I want to go with freaking whatever that is supposed to be. Contrast and in yellow. Snakebite. Alright, focus. Yeah, because I was going to paint Friday night and then take Saturday off and come back today, but worked out or didn't work out that way, so going with this. Oh, why it didn't work out, because I did attempt to try to go live on Friday night. I didn't have a computer. Like my buddy had already gone to bed, so I didn't know if his computer had a password or anything on it, or I would have hooked up to that, but I don't have 50 subscribers yet, so I can't go live from mobile yet. I didn't know that was a thing. It didn't notify me that when I set up all my other registration for going live and stuff, so oops. I did not know that going into it. Alright, well, I will think about what I want to do for this poor guy. All right, let's get a gorilla painted. I've got the like Cygor gorilla somewhere that I made the mistake of using some spray primer, which, yeah, I know you're probably not supposed to prime your Reaper bones. Your mileage may vary, different paints, different people get different results. I knew that going into it, but it was a spray primer that specifically said for plastic, but it's probably still tacky now, however many years later. So be careful about stuff like that. Oops. Let's shove this pile out of our way so we're not getting any splash damage on it. All right, so we've got this handy. I don't think I have anything darker than Sear Gray to get started with. Hi, buddy. Hey, guys. I know he's been gone for a couple days. If we're shaking, we're drinking. Oop. I don't necessarily want to water this one down because it's a base coat and I need it to do what it does best. Aside from the stereotypical black fur, how exactly does a gorilla look? Thank you, Carrie. Images. Well, they get to a certain age, they do get that silver back. However, a little bit of more of a brown up here going up the crown, which I wouldn't have had for subtle detail had I not. Ooh. Let's go with that. Who is this guy? I'll just leave this on the screen then and go back and forth. We're still good? Okay. Let's pull this separate and shrink the page down so I can see both. Just to make sure everything's still functional. Alrighty. All right, put it over here so I can still see the, oops. So I can still see the chat. Oops, that didn't work. I moved it over there and it didn't want to stay. Alright, don't touch anything. Wait, that's not the page I wanted to open. Alt tab, there it is. Alrighty, get some paint on some plastic. Where's the big boy I was looking at before? Well, that's the one, the profile shot. Ooh, and they've got like a deep brown, but probably not chocolate, but it's probably the closest I can get on that eye color match right now. But a chocolate to reddish, so maybe if this model has a large enough set of peepers on there, I can probably get red down in there. All right, so let's get the gray on there first with bones being hydrophobic. We want to get our, in this case, Citadel base color on there. Let's bring the light. Get some light in here. Doesn't have to be thick paint because this is just to give us something for the other paint to adhere to. So this is essentially the priming level, layer, what have you, just so it has something to grip onto. right up the back. When it comes to textured models like fur, it's both easier and harder depending on which step of the process you're on. Like this step, trying to get into all the nooks and crannies, yeah, that's harder and takes a little bit longer than splashing it on a smoother model. But if it's too smooth, then sometimes the paint just wants to erase itself. Oh, I'm just going to come off with you. Thanks. Oh, shoot, I don't think I brought the gnome home with me. The characters had just gotten off the train at Terminus in Sharn and had headed to the job board, bulletin board thing that was there on the left side of the market. We were using the, drawing a blank on the name right now, but it's like map books. It's this huge tome. It's in the background of one of the videos I watched the other day. That video. Hi, I'm going to bring up a controversial topic and say that both sides are right, but not actually say both sides are right, but just keep waffling and waffling. Like, okay, buddy. But anyway, using that map book for general places to throw the characters. So we used the map page with the mounted rider statue there in the middle with all the fair stalls around it. And the Warforged Gauge was just standing there against the wall, and I wasn't sure the character yet. I didn't know what was going to happen. It was all suit of the pants, but a character, I used a halfling rogue model for it, but it turned out to be a gnome. But he had ran past the Warforged and kind of tripped over his big robot foot with its 2 giant toes and had grabbed his coin purse in the process and then ran off with it because he thought he would get accused of something, which, well, he did. He tried to jump onto the outgoing lightning rail train and missed, and Gage grabbed him by the hood and pulled him back and tightened, and yeah. Meanwhile, another gnome had overheard the players, not just the characters, the players discussing the finer points of panthers and what constitutes a black panther. And yeah, so since the players were having that conversation for so long in real life, I just threw it in that must be the banter that the characters are having, especially with the one character having, the druid has a panther as an animal companion, which is available at, I believe, 4th level in 3.5, but with the characters starting at 3rd level, I didn't want to have to, oh, you start with a wolf, and then, oh no, you have to wait until your wolf dies before you can get a new companion or something along those lines. So she started with her panther. The other gnome that the party was talking to, who's a scholar at Moorgrave University, I believe is what I'm going to set him up to, but possibly the Wayfinder Foundation, but I'm pretty sure it's Moorgrave. He invited them to tea already, but then the robbery happened and he was petting the panther because he hasn't seen a live one. Just, the taxidermy specimens that get brought back. And some organizations pay top dollar for exotic things, because even regular things like a panther is exotic if you're a city dweller. I don't know if Sharn actually has a zoo per se, or if any of those kingdoms do. I mean, when your world's full of monsters trying to eat you, you might not want to keep any of them in cages. But he was petting the panther, and he'd gotten his hands all nice in there and like petting that spot, whatever that spot was for the panther. But the panther went to chase after the other character, the NPC, and all the commotion that was going on with the Warforged running after them. And the gnome just kind of got swept up along with and had the time of his life riding this panther. So instead, he ends up inviting them back to that night's banquet at the hall. There were musicians, there was a bartender. They were in the VIP section and had bottle service. All right, I think he's got some coverage. Set him aside. Let's get something else that needs paint on it. That's already primed. Let's close up shop real quick. Oop, squeaky, squeaky. All right, well. Okay, these are player characters, so I should prioritize them. Because currently this is what the druid is using as her miniature, because it's the closest thing I had at the time. And here's our cleric so far. Our changeling, who has a male persona and a female persona for information extraction purposes. Like, I don't have ranks in gather info, but you don't really need them when people are distracted looking at cleavage. The panther was played by this shadow mastiff. Gage the Warforged was played by this Warforged fighter. His companion, Cal, kind of a learned fellow, artificer, House Kneath. Who else did we have last night, if any? As far as I know, this character, because I had the players make multiple characters if they wanted to, was a Dalekir Half-Blood in a previous campaign, and Greg's running another one, so maybe if this one comes off, yes, the gnome went all the way to the train station. But this Dalekir Half-Blood that he's leaving on the sidelines for now, because he doesn't want to have, how did he put it? 2 morally questionable characters at the same time. And the changeling counts as the other one, so who am I missing, if anyone? All right. Oh, Thea Halfling. There we go. The bartender from House Galanda. I don't know if it matters, but yeah, they got their identification papers. They got their pretty woman moment. This guy we're nicknaming Porter because he's the gnome that ran off with 170 gold in the Warforged pouch. Here's our halfling bartender being played by that. Yeah, I left the gnome himself. The why do I keep trying to blank that? Moorgrave University chap. And I left his he's being called Ben right now because he's their benefactor. It's somewhere between patron and something. And his squire or assistant scholar or what have you that we've called. I had it and I lost it. Lost that train of thought. These guys up here It's a bit of a reference. Definitely need this guy as a reference for these. Alright. Put these guys on the burner. Alright. Maybe put that into the rotation. Alright. Oh, and there's that giant. Oops. I do want to get paint on these ones, so get over here. Oh, let go, Skeletor. You'll never stop me. Oh, what the heck? Oh, good. It doesn't seem to have taken any paint off of him. He's almost at the point that I'd like to just seal him with some primer. I mean, some sealant. I've got brush on varnish somewhere, but I don't think I have any. Okay, there's the painting references for them. These guys need paint at some point. Alright. I think we might be good for a minute. I am not about to open this pack yet. Although, maybe the gnome did make it in here. I believe that's the gnome I'm using. Alright, so there's their... Oh, I did bring them. Sweet. I left them behind. So... his ward, that's what we called him. And the band that was playing on the stage at the Morgrave University dining hall. Alright. So since I did bring them, they're definitely going to stay in the... well, get into the rotation. Alright. The musicians don't have to be right away, but if I'm looking to slap a certain color down on a bunch of models, then maybe. After a fine meal and the druid getting drunk for the first time, because they had their introductory table wine there, and she didn't know that she should just sip it, and she just kind of downed it like a shot, and it went to her head right away because she failed that Constitution save. Like at first, not by much, so she just got that rosy tint to the cheeks and ears, and just feeling good. But then, yeah, we have the party handy for reference. Keep the... well, he's not quite how I thought he was, so maybe I'll switch the model later, but let's put them on deck. Alrighty. Since these three bones and that one's pre-primed, we'll just get the color on there. All right, well, I know this isn't necessarily the permanent model for your character, Carrie, but what kind of colors is she wearing? So I can start weighing which shades of them and stuff I have available. they'd gotten somewhat fancy dresses for the balls and for the ball and stuff, but because we've got the biggest balls of them all. But I'll go with the same color for this model that's standing in for, is it Kyla? I don't have the sheets in front of me. I left all that stuff over at their place, so I only have to transport some minis back and forth for painting, because I want to have some there to paint with. Ow, itchy. Got an itch on my shoulder. Put your head on my shoulder. Where's the other? There we go. We can go with gray for her because she's got a probably forest green. I'd have to confirm. Unless you're on the channel right now, Lucy. But green with silver trim, right? I'll try to make it happen. I mean, right now I'm just going with the gray. I'd have gone with the white if it's a lighter color. Part of why I'm asking for your cleric, because if you've got white robes, I don't want to do any darker of a color to start with. Yeah, I'm just trying to get the bristles moistened again. I was having that conversation at work yesterday about why is it moist is the word that people get cringe about. Moist we use in good kind of... Okay, yeah, there we go. Thank you for the names. Do you have any of the other names memorized? Because it's like Nate and Natasha for the changeling. He, because he was in the male persona, had gotten a dress made for his sister that he was going to ship to her back home. Quite similar build. Oh, come on. Especially since it was on Ben's tab. Like, hey, if we're getting clothes made, why not? Excuse me. But with regards to moist, like, why is that the bad one? Why not damp being the thing that makes people shudder? Dank, dark, damp, dismal, dungeon. But this cake is so moist is fine. And then I was telling him about Dead Like Me with Georgia before her character gets killed by the toilet seat flying off the Mir space station when the whole thing was burning up in the atmosphere. So she ends up being a Grim Reaper in the, accidental deaths? Pretty much anything that's the Final Destination style of Rube Goldberg kind of accidental deaths, getting a piano dropped on you kind of things. But when she was still alive, she was having dinner with her family, and George is like, I love these potatoes. They're so moist. So then when she's dead, but before she officially becomes a Reaper, and she's still in that incorporeal stage, the boss, drawing a blank on his name, but had taken her to see her funeral to give her some kind of closure and let her get on with her job as a Reaper. I'm not sure if he'd put that to her yet. Okay, if you happen to get this gorilla, there's a mold line right here on the shoulder. But right now, I don't care. See if I change my mind later. So, Sarah and Kira, Cal, Gage, Nathaniel, and I believe Natasha. I believe. Could be wrong. All right, so yours is blue. What kind of blue? When I get there, I'll, put various blues in front of you, but what kind were you thinking? Come here, Ward. Yeah, because with the scrolls and stuff, I thought, okay, he's carrying all the stuff for Ben. Did I mention I love that the Wizkids miniatures are pre-primed? I don't have to do this step. If I want to start my usual first step of, baby blue or sky blue. I have a lot of different blues available, so let's see what we're working with here in a minute. I want to make sure I get gray on the base because it's the hydrophobic bones material through and through. All right. Oh. Ben's bumping into, is it Sarah? Well, your dress was blue and silver. What about your actual normal outfit? Do you want to go with the same colors? Before I decide on white or gray for the primer layer. This random character. Oops. So same color for your regular outfit as that dress. So I decided that I wanted to use the white for this magical effect going on. And then I changed my mind and then I changed it back. So what I'm going to do is paint some white, some of the gray base on here. And then where it's white, I'll use the lighter color of whatever magical effect I decide to go with. And where it's gray, I'll go with whatever the darker color is. So that gives me some built-in variety. It's baked in, as it were. All right. Don't know who that is yet. Don't know who this is yet. But it's basically the Campbell's Soup Kid. So obviously House Galanda Halfling, but good. Eventually I'm going to get hungry and have to eat me some of the wonderful leftovers of the beef stroganoff. Lily thought it was hers, Lily being the dog. It's like, no, I've got dog food. Yes, but it's meat. It can be my food. It can be mine, can't it? All right. A butcher of somewhere, but apparently he's on friendly terms with this particular piggy. So I had a buddy from elementary school through high school and haven't talked in a few years, so I don't know if we're still on good terms. But so I've known him for years. Apparently he dated some gal who became a vegetarian, but she didn't like veggies, so she was more of a pastatarian because she grew up on a farm. One of the cows was her pet. I'll just say Betsy because, stereotype cow name. But they had dinner the one night and like, hey, I didn't see Betsy out in the barn. Where is she? Like, oh, well, you just ate her. What? If you are the person in question and you're listening to this, please feel free to correct me. I only have what I have heard to go on. Dwarven Butcher. Oops. Get back here. Let's move this conga line further back. Dun 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 dun. And in the process, I felt they were still a little tacky, so that's fine. So let's close up this for a second and run these blues by you. I guess that's why they call it the blues. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, I've got the wheel of green over here. I haven't filled it up, but I could probably put just as much, if not more, blues on one of those. All right. Blue, blue, blue. Oh, wait, there's more. Incubi Darkness. Shadow Gray. Space Wolf Gray, because those are bluish grays. Ice Blue. So Ice Blue, Hawk Turquoise, Guard Blue, specifically Altdorf Guard. Altdorf, I've got my glare here. Ultramarines Blue. Those are actual grays because I put my grays and blues together because sometimes I want my gray to be blue and sometimes I don't. Huh. Still there, Carrie? If you need me to, I'll read the names off again. You said the name Zawati is Swahili for gift. Ice blue and guard blue. All right. So that's a good shadow color, and that's a good highlight. I don't think I have any colors that'll go in between, so instead of a triad, I'll go with a dyad. Any other? Okay. Your character does indeed have a shield, correct? That's why we went with this one, but it's the mace is the wrong weapon. I would go with the Wraithbone for the primer layer, just in case this is too dark of a gray for the ice blue to look as good. So I'm going to take the gray off this one for now so the brushes aren't as tacky and rubbery. Ooh, that mold line on the gorilla goes up over the head. Oh, wow. Gonna ignore it. Okay, so you do plan on having a shield. All right, that works. But yeah, if need be, I can probably mod that into a mace. Spiky mace or... Let's see. Oops. So I don't accidentally get any of the gray. Ooh, shaker. Drink water. Light mace. All right, I'll look at the picture for the light mace and see what I can do. Because I also have weapon packs from Reaper Bones up there right now. 3 shelves above me. All right. I don't want to add water to this kind. All right. using the number 8 flat shader. Yeah. Because if the monsters aren't painted or NPCs, it's not as big of a deal to me, but I would like the characters to have some paint, the player characters. It's kind of like the thing from Galaxy Quest with the essentially red shirt. You didn't even know if his character had a last name or even a name in general. Like, I have no name. And all that existential crisis going on. Waiting in line to see the show tonight, and there's a light on. Heavy glow. By the way, tried to say I'd be there, waiting for. Down with the girls singing songs to me beneath the marquee. Heavy glow. Bow, 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 bow. By those spicy boys, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think that's the album where their manager had said that he was so proud because Tony could finally sing. He wasn't just rapping anymore. All right. Get down in these grooves of the hair. Just need paint to stick to them. What kind of weapons, armor, shield does Paladin Aldos, Swati's brother, plan on using? So I can at least have some kind of approximation. Wow. This Gray Seer is such a dead ringer for whatever primer they use. Like, this is just a little bit lighter, but at a glance, the way some of the highlights are, it looks the same. Like, oh, are those Wizkids models I moved over there? All right, so like I said, I'm going to put the Wraithbone over the spots that I didn't do the Seer Gray. Well, it's just Gray Seer. What? Oops. Well, it's getting painted over. Oops. Let's go to some random spots with the lighter color. Alright. Greatsword, longbow, and dagger. Huh. Let's see if I got anything comparable. So I had a character, a Lunars character in a Lunars campaign from White Wolf, who was a shape changer. And instead of getting the moon silver tattoos to control their wilding or whatever it is so that they don't go off the rails, I forgot to put gloves on. I have more. I just left the other two at their place. But this is why we wear gloves, at least on our offhand. All right, so when I go to wash the miniature before I put the ice blue or the guard blue on, I'm going to go with some cerulean blue. Unless you want to go with even darker shadows with Prussian blue. Ooh, speaking of which, when I go to do the greens, I've got phthalo green, phthalocyanine green, which phthalo green is one of those Bob Ross kind of colors. So, cerulean, or do you want to go with Prussian for the actual shadow colors? Because this is kind of in between, but this is definitely a shadow shade, if need be. Let's see if I've got a model handy for a paladin, greatsword, longbow, and dagger. Shield, yes or no for him? I might have left that model at their place, but so I got lizard folk and dragon born. Let's see what we got from Reaper Bones 3. Alright, I don't trust that. Let's move the water out of the way. Yeah, see? In the process of not trusting it, I made the mess. The darker blue, the Prussian blue. Alright. So Prussian, that, and that. Set them in the order I'm going to use them. Wipe up my little mess here. Is Steve around? I don't need him this second. I just want to know if I find a model or models that are close enough, if you can help choose between them. No. Wow, this guy's got the Doctor Strange lapels going on. Pop that collar. Gandalf, basically. And that's a... oh, what's that style called? This guy looks like Riddler. Oh, no, that's fine. I just wanted to know if he was around. No shield on his character sheet. Alrighty. And he didn't happen to mention if he's planning on them later like yourself. Alright. Some of these are more modern characters, so they're like an automatic no. No. Oh. What deity does the paladin follow? Because I've been assuming he's good. If he's an evil one, I might have one handy. I don't want to give him a good one if he wants to be an evil one, or vice versa. And I'm assuming since he's your brother that he's going to also be human? Oh, that's because of the cape. Oh, okay, these boys. Human, yes. Thank you. Florentine, there we go. 2-weapon fighting. Lawful good. Lawful good and dresses the word, or lawful good and dresses evil to scare the hell out of people? What? I'm just trying to put fear into the hearts of evildoers everywhere. Yeah, but you're scaring the locals. What the? What is this, a war bard? This guy's got standard bearer. Put candle here. This guy here. Nice. That guy needs to lay down there. So not him. Him. That's a great sword. That's another great sword. Oh, it actually is great sword. Okay. Huh. Pike. It's also great sword. And long sword, but it depends on what he wants. So I'll set these ones aside for right now, but I was kind of thinking of using them for something else. Maybe I'll go with this one for now. Have any idea what kind of colors he might want to? Because these guys kind of have a different purpose, but they're in the ranks of the NPCs for now. Let's get some fresh water. Been at this for about an hour, so I'm gonna take a break to get water and get rid of some water. And my drinking water is at half, so let's top that off too. Select a size, whether it's bound to you or not. His favorite color is green. We talking like a hunter green, a camo green? I don't know if you can tell the colors from that angle, but that's what this one looks like, since it's not visible from above. Any green he loves. All right, well, I will keep that in mind. I've got the wheel of green here. Yeah, Citadel paint pots used to look like this, the hex pots. So would he love my flannel? I've had that since high school. My senior pictures, whoa, why is it going crazy on it? My senior pictures include this one and then my white version of it. Why, Arthur? Oh, I missed you guys. I missed you guys. I did. Before I forget, glove. Keep that on hand. Put the other one right here. Oh, it's the other webcam. Okay. Yeah, I have 2 more webcams for when I finally get a chance to get around and setting up a better viewing angle or angles. Hi, what? Come on, let's drink the sink. All right, so we have water. I gave the kitty some loving. Arthur's drinking. Well, he opted to drink from an inverted soap dish of water that I've been putting next to the bathroom sink so that he has something to drink when I come out of the bathrooms. But he loves drinking the sink. It's not easy being green. Alright. I got most of it off, which is odd. The base layers come off easier, at least right away, than the other colors. Stretch these fingers out. Don't know how many years ago it was, but I saw the Lizard Man at Buzzbin down in Canton and got to meet him afterwards and take pictures with him. But one of his things was he did this trick with blowing it up, but he did it with a condom. Like, first he stretched it over he blew it up like a balloon animal, then he stretched it all the way down his arm. And ladies, don't let a man tell you that condom won't fit, that he's too big for it. Then he put it on his head and inflated it with his nose until it popped. He looked like a freaking cone head. But yeah, nitrile. All right. Shake it, drink it. back to the bigger one for the gray because all these are pretty big boys. Big boys. What the? This guy's just got this random set of ribbons hanging off of him. It's like suspenders that forgot what they were doing. More light. Aziz, light. Really, Dr. Mo? What's up? Come here. Hop up here. I know you can do it. I've seen it. Don't just beg for treats, buddy. We're almost out of treats. We're almost out of the shrimpy shrimp. I'm sorry. Daddy is broke. Shrimpy shrimp temptations. Excuse me. I don't know if it was audible or not, but yeah, those in the throat kind of burps. Like, eee. I know it's a little boring watching just priming essentially, but got to get the primer on the models before I can start busting out the actual models. So if I go back in and put in chapters, at whatever point I get done with the priming, I'll say that you can skip to there. Three people, who do we have? Paladins and their lay on hands ability. Lay your hands on me. Lay your hands on me. Lay your hands on me. Your character is sticking out with a different color. It really doesn't matter which one, but well, which order I want to paint them in kind of matters. Let's put these guys together. Where'd the other guy go? Oh, this is the other guy. But yeah. Warhammer. Oh, well, okay, good save. Let's wipe that off, though. Book pages. There we go. So I want to put the Wraithbone over the book pages. Dr. Merlin. Apparently I didn't clean up all that spill over there. Alright. But hey, taking all those models over there, I actually have a clear spot desk for a minute. Okay, if the camera can go that far, I guess not. But over there, see that little space between where the drawer comes out? I can actually open the drawer. I knew I should have moved it to this first shelf instead of just having it on the desk proper. But I don't know if the measurements will work for that, but I'm gonna try. Squeeze those suckers in there. Painted. Your base is painted. Dr. Merlin. Dr. Merlin. Dr. Merlin. What we got going on back here? It's got this mace, not mace, maul, I mean. Huge Warhammer maul. For smashing baddies or goodies or whatever this guy's alignment happens to be, or organizational goals or whatnot, but for smashing things dead. For pulling a Gallagher. When everything looks like a nail when all you have is a hammer. Well, everything looks like a watermelon when all you have is a maul. Much of the short pauldrons. This one's got a slightly less deadly looking one because that one's got the sharp, so it's piercing and bludgeoning, whereas this one's just bludgeoning. It almost looks like a Batman symbol on there. But I'm Batman. Not the shield symbol, just the one they got on the scrimshaw on the maul. I don't know if this has actually a faction symbol for Reaper's Dark Heaven line, but I'm going to use it as kind of a non-denominational kind of thing so that they're all painted the same colors. I mean, painted the same and have the same symbol for I'm Batman. So they're all part of one organization, whatever that organization is, when I drop these models in as the characters. Whether it's Knights of Thrain, Emerald Claw, what have you. So Ben, their patron, has planned. He kept talking about Zendrick. He's really excited about the idea of going to Zendrick at some point, but instead they decided to go to Sarah's Druid Enclave in the Elbine Reaches. But instead of wanting to go by land, because he gets terribly cart sick and horse sick, and even if they take the lightning rail part way, it's too much. He wants to try out his new yacht, elemental sailing vessel. Oops. So while they're going to have to go like around the west end of Corvair, they're going to go around the west side of Corvair, come all the way up into Eldine Bay. So quite a bit of distance, quite a few stops along the way if they want to or need to make them. If they're hugging the coast. Lots of room for adventure. If you haven't seen She-Ra and the Princesses of Power on Netflix, I highly recommend it. It's just the right level of goofy and serious. I was hoping that the same studio would also be doing He-Man, but another studio tackled that instead, so I haven't watched that yet, but I would have loved to have seen this studio's take on it. Alrighty. It did take me a minute to get used to the kind of Steven Universe style animation used on She-Ra, but definitely has a D&D feel to like how the characters work. Like, oh, I don't know my powers yet. I have to go on the hero's journey to learn them. Oh, these great swords are bent. Like I simultaneously want to fix them and don't want to fix them at the same time. Put them in some kind of vise, straighten them out, put them in the freezer, and hope it holds. I'm supposed to heat it up first, but I don't know if I can be arsed. Arse me, no more questions. Feet are falling asleep. Hi, Lucy and Craig. You watching on the big screen? Even though there's not much to see right now except gray. Gray is my favorite color. Yesterday, if I knew Picasso, I'd buy myself a gray guitar and play Mr. Jones and me. So the knights who say knee are no longer the knights who say knee. Either way, bring us a shrubbery. Dr. Merlin, your objections have been noted, buddy. Aw, tablet. Well, at least you are not missing out on any of the fine details right now. Ah, that's a lot. So we'll just make it go as far as we can. Ooh. Pens and needles. Pens and needles. Speaking of which, this chair is a little bit more comfortable than the dining room chairs. Can I take this one over there with me? Free up some space for the gaming chair that I still need to put together. Well, replace the piston on and put back together. Because I need to be at least this height and not like reaching up like a halfling at a bar. Shinny or shiny? What's going on here? I looked down and I thought I missed a spot, but it's actually the book that I intentionally missed. Definitely a bent weapon. Nooks, crannies, crooks, and nannies. Ah! He's dry enough that didn't do anything. But all right, so 3 more of these boys, and then I think we can go back to the beginning of the conga line. Or somewhere in the middle if it happens to be dry. I'd almost preferred that for this line of bones, especially if they happen to sell them in a multi-pack, but no shields or weapons, and then have a weapons pack. At least then the weapons pack might not be bent. Because I know with Reaper Bones, they've started doing the weapons at least in a different plastic. A little bit more rigid. I know the Bones Black is supposed to be a little better, but I don't know if I have one of those models yet. And if I do, I might have already painted over it, so I don't know. I don't feel like going over and looking at the bottom of every broccoli base to find out. I think Maggot Crown might be. Bright light, bright light. While I am kind of sick of them rebooting shows and movies, just noticed they made a newer, cheaper by the dozen on Disney Plus. Like, but we had that and however many sequels. Like, really? Why again? It wasn't funny the first time. But I would like a reboot or sequel to Flight of the Navigator, and we can keep Pee-wee, Paul Rubens, as the voice of the ship. So I want that to happen before we lose him someday. I don't leak, you leak. Need more paint. You're saying yes, you agree with getting a sequel to that? When we were watching... You haven't seen Flight of the Navigator? Shame. Shame. Shun the non-believer. No, when we were watching... Is it the Allen Project the other day? Not to be confused with the Alan Parsons Project. I thought that's what was going to be the case because of the time travel in the ship. But no, not quite the case. Although Chappie seems to be a functional reboot of Short Circuit. Although I haven't watched it to see how much more of the similarities there are besides it being... Which one was a great movie? The Allen Project? That was a great movie with all those fun little Marvel crossover moments that you've got. Deadpool's dad is Elektra. Well, parents are Elektra and Hulk. And yeah, madness. I don't understand this crossover one bit. Like watching The Prestige. Yeah, the Adam Project, my bad. But like watching The Prestige, Batman and Wolverine are having a custody battle over Alfred, and for some reason Black Widow kills herself. Well, I mean, I assume you haven't, but... So do you just not watch movies, or were you sheltered as a kid, or no judgment in any particular direction? I just want to know. Can't wait, what? Hey, end of the line. Yay. Come on, get in there. Oh, wait, what? Willow, what? This is news to me. What are you talking about? Ah. TV raised me. So I've seen a lot of things, or at least they've been on in the background. Shiny, 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 shiny. I don't have the Lazy Susan under it at the moment, but what we're gonna do here in a second to get back to the beginning of the conga line is just spin it right round, right round. Oop. To include SVU. Huh. Have they released any details? Do we have any returning actors? I mean, I'd love to see more in that universe. That's why I liked the Dark Crystal on Netflix, because it was a prequel. It gave us a whole lot more backstory. Can't remember if I saw the whole series or not. Guess I'll have to rewatch that because it was fun. Bring us the Gelfling! Enough of your simpering! Dark Crystal. Just further back in the lineup. Let's grab the Wheel of Greens. Actually, no. Let's put her with him so we can do the greens together. Because one will probably be the highlight for the other one. Warwick Davis is returning? I thought he had passed away, since so many Star Wars actors have bit the dust. Silver. So silver and green. Has he picked which gods or pantheons? Who has he pledged himself to? What is he an embodiment of? I think I'm going to go with this one now for you, just to get the odd one out of there. Turn this back this way some, because that gorilla is taking up. Oh, that's a nice little lineup. Freaking Porter's going to get smacked. White, silver, maybe some red, green. Alrighty. Shaka, shaka, Oh, shoot. Okay, well, this will work, but I left the... Or did I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I left the Speedball teal over there, because that provides some really fast coverage. It comes out looking like that. And it goes right over the Reaper Bones. I wouldn't have had to do 2 steps. Alright. So we have Liquitex Professional Acrylic Ink! Exclamation point. Alright. I'm going to try something here. Just drop it right on. Nooks and crannies. Nooks and crannies. Watch the details pop out. Hair color? Eye color? I don't think I'll be able to get down to irises, but still. If I manage to pull it off, I'll try. Oh, it's the bubbles in the thing that are popping. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Blue eyes, blonde hair. I'm laughing because with the blue I put on there, like, how am I going to get the blonde over that? We'll see. I could have just skipped the hair and then just painted directly onto the Wraithbone. But too late now. Currently she's rocking some blue hair. Or at least her stand-in is. Get up underneath there. Is that gonna... Okay, does pick up enough. Blot the stuff that's a little too thick and put it in the places where it's not at all. I need some more clothespins to be able to hold on to the models. Get under there. Prussian blue ink. Scroll down just a little bit more. Oh, why can't I get under the shield? Like, I might not put actual paint there, but that's fine. That's what the wash is supposed to do for how I paint. At least there's paint on that part of the model, even if it's not necessarily the paint that I would have wanted to put back there. It's, covered. No white spaces. No blank spaces. Taylor Swift isn't here yet. Can't rule anything out. Ah! Knew it was slipping. All right. Stir it up and just let it drip in there. Sweet. One of the gals at work, one of the supervisors, one of the many supervisors, but she's got half purple, half blue, like split straight down the middle, half and half. Good enough. Come on. Alrighty. Blue. Have you heard of Blucifer, the giant bronco out at Denver Airport that apparently killed the sculptor? Like the head fell on him, and they still ended up using the statue they commissioned. It's got like terrifying glowing red eyes, and it's painted blue. Go Broncos, go. All right, let's put those aside. Let's grab our green folks here. Look it up. Just put like Denver Airport Bronco and see what happens. It is pretty terrifying. Since the green and this is a blue, well, this blue-green is pretty bluish enough that I'll just use it without changing brushes, because I want to have the bigger brush to get that done. I'm actually gonna, bring that over here, because while dropping it on was fun, it wasn't the most effective. One dropper full. Liquitex ink, Thalocyanine green. Yeah, because this model is like the size of this model's leg. Like leg and then up that side. Come to life. And at least this way, even if I stop here at this point, once I get color on them, they'll at least be like board game pieces with different colors so we can tell them apart. That's probably not going to happen as far as just stopping here, but I could, and it would at least be a step. Like, hey, not that green one, the other green one. The big green guy, not the petite green druid. Oh, get under there. Get under there. Ah. Well, she's green. Run away from the dirt. She's got the green. My neck hurts. But hey. Oh, hi, Arthur. What you doing? Oh, hi. What you doing with those big meaty paws? He's scratching, well, lightly kneading at the Dremel case. I did that swipe across, and for a second, his face looked like a skull. Just the way the details got picked out and light and shadows. It looks like I basically just peeled his face off. I want to take his face off. Have you seen that movie, Face Off? Nick Cage, John Travolta playing each other. I could eat a peach for hours. It's the phrase they used for Travolta with Cage's face on him to try to voice match, because like with Mission Impossible, how they have those voice changers. Except for this one, they do surgically. Instead of just being something you put a Band-Aid across your throat. You've seen Grease. Grease Lightning! It's a real pussy wagon. Like, and they don't blur that at all on the freaking network TVs. Like, but wait, what? Mom, what's a pussy wagon? Oh. Well, he's green. And currently it looks like he has a really disgruntled expression. I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if I can. That doesn't help either. It just makes him glow, at least on my monitor. Nooks and crannies. Part of a complete breakfast. Just a little bit more for the backside. Just like drip into the cracks. Have you seen Travolta in Michael, where he's an angel that smells like cookies? I have not seen that one. Did close that. Huh, I don't think any of these are green boys. Actually, no, they won't. Very green. Phthalo green. I'm going to go green on these two that were part of the band last night. Ooh. Didn't realize it had that crosshatch pattern on the inside of the cape. No capes! Why is the Wizkids primer acting hydrophobic on me? Welcome to the focus zone. It's like doing the opposite of the pinky up thing to try to get my finger out of the way. Get in there. I really shouldn't have those models there. They're getting splashed on, but keep that in mind for when I am getting to actual paint colors. It doesn't necessarily matter at this step since it's just wash. In this case, ink, but I'm doing an ink wash. Yeah, look how hydrophobic that's being. Does that mean she's got rabies? She's hydrophobic. She's frothing at the mouth. Foaming. Alright, well, I guess that's just going to have to provide a highlighter shadow. Just flicked it into the water. Get in there. Almost midnight, wow. I know I started at 10, but by the time I got in the door and double checked on the kitties and everything, it was well past the 9:15 starting point I would have done. So I've been trying to start at a quarter after. No particular reason, but just trying to be consistent about it. Maybe it'd be easier to list the movies you have seen. Have you ever taken one of those quizzes for how many movies you've seen off this list that everybody should see and come out with like a single digit score, even though it was like 500 movies people should see? Get in there. This one's being a little less hydrophobic than the other one. So what we're going to do is set that aside because I do want to use some more of that in a minute. But more crime shows. Hi, Blake. Well, hi. Would you like some lap time? Would you like some lap time? Come here. I'll try not to get pain on you. Come here. Come here, buddy. Oh, big tuxedo kitty. Hi. Oh, I can't give you my other hand right now. Mr. Licky Licky. Mr. Licky Licky. Hi. Oh, lay down. Lay down. Hey, whoop, don't fall. Don't fall. Don't fall. I know. This chair isn't big enough for the both of us. I know. I will give you lozenges. I will give you lozenges. Mr. Licky Licky. What are you doing? Oh, cuddle buddy. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, apparently I can't not pet you. Okay. Oh. Lay down and get comfy. Lay down and get comfy. Oh, come on. Oh. Oops. Get your legs situated. You good? Are you good? Oh, Mr. Licky Licky. Arthur buddy. Arthur Pen Kitty. Oh, can I get a kiss? Can I get a kiss on my nose? No? Arthur. You can't drink the paint water. No. But hey, putting your paint water in, what is this? Sour cream containers. I left the hummus container over at their place. But I think this will work better. You want to be my ascot doll? You want to go behind me and keep warm? You want to go behind me? I know it worked better with the other chair, but I'll make room for you. Come on, buddy. Come on. Ascot doll. Yeah. Let me give you some space, buddy. I'd be playing Mech Warrior online, and he would just hop up behind me and be my Asgato. Oh, he's going to get down? Or are you sitting there? Okay. I hear you purring. Doing your little whisper. No, buddy. Oh, where are you going? You leaving? It's cool if you want to. I just want to make sure. Oops. And I just put this base right over it. Oop. So have you seen the Inspector Gadget movie? Thank you. Arthur Buddy and his brother Merlin are 10 years old as of this month. They're brothers from the same letter. Have you seen the Inspector Gadget movie, since it's both Disney and crime? The Venn diagram of your interests. Piper McGinnis, a Reaper Dwarven musician. He didn't actually have a name, or if he did, I've got it saved over there somewhere, but I'm pretty sure he didn't actually have a name for me to just tear the tag off and use that for GP. Why is that foot shinier than the others? Like, the rest of the surface didn't seem to be that bright. Alrighty. Oh, good. I do have his slaughter base. Because without the slaughter base, he can't stand up. Because I haven't taken him off of the sprue yet. I left the tab on there. On purpose. For now. Normally, if I'm going to remove it, I'll remove it first. But No big deal. Where you going, buddy? Ah! You're the star of the show. Oh, okay. Well, that shows me that I forgot to get under the cape. Get under the cape. Oh, I think I left that one over there. Maybe not. Maybe it's in the terrain box. Nope, I left the terrain box over there. Huh. Didn't I? The real question is, how do we get him into that slot of base? Alright. Touch up some stuff on the top. Oops. Ta-da! Oops. That's why I was leaning up against there, but with it angled, it didn't work. Alright. But it didn't make a mess. Alright. That's right, I wanted to... I'll just take it out for now. Yes, I'm rough on brushes. No, I don't care. How many Land Before Time movies did they end up making? I saw like the first 3 as a kid. Maybe the first 4. What is ectopic? Etc. Okay. Like, I don't really know if I want to see Disney's ectopic pregnancy. Alright, we're at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna go. Water. Going to the bathroom, going to the kitchen, take my trash with me, save a trip, save a clean. Quicker picker upper. Bounty. Huh. What's going on over here? What's that? 18? Like, I was going to joke that they had a dirty dozen. Just 13 baker's dozen. I didn't realize they really had gotten that. I'll be back. Hi, buddy. Come on. Come drink this thing. Drink this thing. Huh. They had a series? I'm totally out of the loop. In that case, did they make a third or more Fievel American Tail? So much green, so much green. Hmm. Ah. Whoa. Aww. Maybe they'll bring it back for Disney Plus. Don't know what colors I want to paint these guys anyway, so. And we're at midnight 08. Alright. Alrighty. Go with our gorilla here. Go get your gorilla. That's what am I doing? I need a black wash. 4 or 5 sing-alongs. What are you? Oh, you're black wash. Like Gnolls oil or something. Not Thraka green. Green. Sepia might come in handy soon. Just so I can bring out details without. There's bad black. Gnolls oil. Flesh shade. Earth shade. Nightshade. And violet. Alright. These washes should be good. Because while a gorilla does have black fur, and it's not just like with, at least it's not looking like it on these pictures, at least on my monitor. It doesn't look like it's just so brown it's black. It's looking extremely pigmented like a crow. Or that chicken that even its organs are black because it's got its melanin all the way through. All the way. Right, well, I just cracked that one. Is my bad dab even? Okay, the bad dab is still liquid. Let's go with that so we can use it up. Right, where's a... There we go. Ah! Well, that's probably not big enough for what I'm trying to do. Just need... Oh, okay, maybe just barely big enough. Keep the lid open. Don't leave the lid open on your paint pots because they'll dry out, but I have to leave it open on this. I'm just trying to use them up. Alrighty. We don't want to get the green, blue. Just, oh, there is still some. I didn't take it with me to the sink when I changed the water. Let's go with, come on, straighten out spear. Let's do a light coat on the, is that even showing up at all? Do I need to shake it a whole lot more? Oh shoot, I don't have the toothpicks. I took those with me over there. I do have skewers if it comes down to it. Did you say you did or didn't see Back to the Future? 1, 2, or 3? Let's try it just a little bit more. Just trying to get the recesses. Since we went with the... Oh, come on, what's the name? Not Wraithbone, but... Is this it? No, that's Administrator. Oh, I moved over here. Gray Seer for the base coat. I'm gonna kind of half cheat when it comes to making the silver back portion of it, because I'm going to just dry brush over this when it finishes. I'm gonna need you to make like a tree and get out of here, uncultured swine. Just kidding. Don't take the wash off. Got a couple of skulls on his belt. And a belt because this is like a were-gorilla. The gorilla shaman something. Could look up the Reaper Bones 3 Kickstarter and see exactly what he is, but they did like a whole, well, 2 lines of animal shamans, anthropomorphic. Fungi monkey. Ape. The gorilla is a member of the great ape family. Like we are. It's apes all the way down. But for further confirmation, we'll watch some Get Sick Gibbon and let Erica tell us all the various sundry characteristics of apes and what make humans fall into the same category. Like everything you use to describe an ape, like, the only thing they don't do is speak human languages yet. I don't know if they have the vocal apparatus to do so. Don't want that watered down, but like I said with the others about just stopping at a certain point with the wash, like with the gorilla, I could just leave it with the black wash on the Badab Black Citadel and just, run him for a few adventures before giving him more pain if it came down to it. But that's probably not going to happen. All right. Nope. Get that. Loincloth. Had I realized that's what it was on the back, I wouldn't have used the black wash on it, but I already have, so let's be consistent. They didn't care about you guys getting on the computer all the time? It's like, that's worse than TV. I mean, it has the capability of being better, but... more at the top. Oops, didn't get the side of the spear at all. Guess who forgot to put his glove back on when he got back from the bathroom? This guy. Nope, that's not going to work. All right. Wow. Let's go wash that off real quick. So one of my coworkers was waiting for her grandma to pick her up from work, and gave us all a direct quote from her grandma's text message, like, almost on my way, have to poop. It's like, that was 20 minutes ago. Is she constipated? That's what happens to old people, right? They get constipated. Or is it diarrhea? Like, probably both. It all depends on the old person. These human-shaped meat suits that we wear are far from reliable when it comes to the plumbing. Or anything else for that matter, but especially the plumbing. Oh, you've gotten to this point or reached this milestone in your life where you've birthed a child, and then suddenly you can't control parts of your body anymore. Like, thanks. Thanks, designer or Mother Nature or natural selection. Whatever caused it. Let's try the Gnolls oil and see if that works. Actually, no, I do think I want to try sepia. Especially if they're going to have white cloaks. Yeah, where's Grandma? And I was telling her you should hit her up with the typical things that parents say about kids when they don't know where they are. Thought you were dead in a ditch somewhere. Oh, shoot, that's still got the wash on it. Get a spare one. And let's get another glove. Because the other one's got all that paint caked on it, and I think I turned it inside out, and yeah, no. Not dealing with it. Here, we can switch screens now that we... Ow! Have the wash on the ape. All right. Looked down at the dwarven bagpipe player, and I was like, why is there something unpainted in between the stuff with wash on it? But like, he's at the I just got primered stage with the Seer Gray. Come on. It's still like dividing by 0. I've got wet fingers. Wearing gloves on my hand after having had a stroke. Well, at least this kind of glove, a rubber glove of any sort. Because it already feels like doing that with the 2 layers of the glove against each other. When I am just doing that without a glove on my left hand. So, right brain stroke, left body affected. some of the stuff I had to do for physical therapy, I was struggling with because it's like I've never done this before with my left hand. Let's play catch left-handed. Oh, you're funny. I'm not that great with it right-handed. You want me to do this left-handed? Ah. It's like maybe I should take up juggling. Oh, and we were playing catch while I'm balancing on one of those cross between a yoga ball and a skateboard. Kind of like a bigger version of a pogo ball. Except for with the pogo ball, you at least get to grip that top ball between your feet for a little bit extra stability. This, no. Trying to do that the whole time. I had to do something like that surfing in a concrete foxhole in the army one time at the zeroing range for the M16 the one time, which had it been the actual qualification range, I might have been able to do, but I was there trying to zero and get that nice little triangle shot group, but it'd be like shot 1, shot 2, right next to each other, even on top of each other. Shot 3 over there somewhere, if it was even hitting the paper, because it's not so much the recoil, but the, I lost my balance or couldn't hold my breath or something for that third shot. So eventually they moved me to another foxhole, and hey, because they had pallets in the bottom for, if somebody's shorter than the depth of the foxhole, and I was floating on one the whole time. Which part sounds fun? The surfing in the foxhole or the playing catch on a pogo ball? All right, so with sepia, so I can actually see some details. Set him down. Get a little bit more in the hair. Start grabbing the rest of these knights. Actually, what am I doing? That's the wrong end. Night, night. Night, night. It's like a straight line version of a yin yang. I did that. He looked like one of those Kaminoans from Star Wars, the ones that made the Jango Fett clones for the Clone Wars, because their heads are on really long stalks of necks. Yeah, and this is why we wear the gloves. Sepia turning him into an old-timey photograph. Look at that photograph. Get under the chin. Get under the weapon. Sepia wash is not quite... All right, thank you. Have a good night. But yeah, for anyone else who's watching or for later, it's not quite the liquid talent that we used to get from Citadel. Used to be you could just paint that on, and suddenly the mini went from nothing to, oh, it's done. I'll just call it quits. I might end up just going to bed in a minute, but I do want to at least get the sepia on these guys. I know this was a tedious night of painting, but and I didn't end up painting any of the ones I was going to. Oh, the gorilla. The gorilla was from that batch. Okay, so I did paint one, well, got some paint on one of them. Pre-primed minis are the way to go. Or at least a material that's not as hydrophobic. Let's try to see how much more like the Batman logo this looks with some contrast on there. Oh, not at all now. Like some of that off. Oops, a little bit on the pages. Nope. Okay, so don't. Ooh. Don't be so rough about it. Gotcha. So we're pulling the sear gray right off the model. Let's start doing the back. Pigs are falling asleep. Trying to keep the pages as white as possible so I don't have to do as much work on them later. Ah. So these guys are eventually going to look more like this guy. My buddy Eric painted this one when I was staying at his parents' house years ago. So since they all have the same symbol he does, they're part of the same knightly order. I don't know if there's a specific name for that knightly order in Reaper's Dark Heaven Legend series, but pins and needles. Pins and needles. Woolly bully. Woolly bully. Pins and needles. Watch me now. Watch me now. Was it the FBI or the CIA that was so concerned about the, what were they, nonsense lyrics in that song? That they didn't know what it was and if it had some hidden meaning or something. It's been a while since I read about that. Oh, sleepy logs. Sleepy logs. Feel like you done peeing yet? No, me what? But I wanna go do something. Let's go to the park. It's after midnight. So? You really don't get it, do you? Cops don't like it when you go to the park after midnight. In fact, they really don't like people being out after midnight at all unless they're coming or going to work. That don't make much sense. What if I just want to swing on the swings? Parks, to include cemeteries, the hours are supposed to be roughly dawn till dusk. Otherwise, they think you be slinging some drugs there, meatwad. Maybe I am. What? Don't want me. I gotta make money somehow. You won't give me no allowance, man. Over there all high and mighty and stuff. And anytime I do make money, if I don't hide it well enough, Master Shake just steals it and buys some BS with it. He bought himself an inflatable banana and named it Mr. Peel. Or was it Dr. Peel? Either way, he's got an inflatable banana, and I am worried about what he might be doing with it. Lots of squeaky noises coming from his room every night. I did not need to know about that. Frylock flies off to Shake's room. Hey, you can't barge in here. And just zaps the banana with his eye beams. No more getting freaky with inflatable fruit. The knights who say sepia. Ah. Hopefully. So I got 3 more of these guys, and then I'm going to probably call it a night. Probably. Actually, let's do this to those other 3. So 6 more models. Just getting some washes down. So tomorrow might look a little bit more interesting than this. Watch some colors pop off the screen. Miniatures come to life. And he's coming. Ah. a delicate balance between not having enough to get it on the model and make the contrast happen and having too much. I mean, I suppose I could have used the contrast paints instead. They might have worked a little better, but a lot of my contrast paints are listed as like browns, but they're actually super yellow. Like I might as well use that Speedball super pigmented primrose yellow. Ah! Ooh. Let's try to salvage some of that. At least it was on the paper towel as far as spilling it. Although if it wasn't, it'd be easier for this step. So while they'll have the same colors as that one, they probably won't turn out the same as that one because of different painting techniques between what Eric did and what I prefer to do. So it'll be close, or close enough anyway. I mean, he decided on a very limited palette, which definitely makes it easier on me. Black and white outfit and shield black with the red sigil and gold for the metal colors, and then a brown book and some flesh tone. Ah! Get in there. Hey. Why can't I let it go? All right, autism. It's fun being on the spectrum, but being formerly high functioning would be the diagnosis, but Asperger's, also formerly, since we got rid of that distinction in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, Volume 5. A lot of my psych stuff is out of date because I went to ACRMU during the DSM-4 text revision era. So things might still be similar in a lot of regards, but if I get any of the technicalities wrong, like how it's no longer ADD and ADHD, it's just ADHD and then how it presents. And it's like, well, okay, that's both simpler and harder. Did you really have to go through and recode everything? Because not only do you have to give it a new name, and you have to go back in and put those medical codes in. Sir Sick! Sir Sick! So this guy's full of scotch. I guess they had straws that they could use with their helmets on. Maybe ye old camelback of scotch. Yeah, breastplate was looking a little untouched there. Ah, don't do that. I'm gonna think about that. Alright. Because I do want to get washes on those other three, maybe on him as well if he's dry enough. But use the bathroom again. Still got plenty of water. By the way, you want to drink this in? Aw, honey. Oh, what's up, buddy? Oh, you swimming? You garbage shark? Garbage shark! Hi, what you doing? Oh, I know. We'll go to bed soon. Oh, that belly. That belly. I gotta get this set up better so everybody can see this magnificent belly, buddy. Magnificent belly. Pet that white fur, yeah. Violet. Like he's gonna get the green wash. Excuse me. Ah. Let's go ahead and try that. He doesn't feel tacky anymore. Ooh, and the paint is acting as a temporary glue for him. Alright. Phthalo green. Hi, buddy. Ow. Turn it a little bit more. Because I need enough room to set this. Oop. Didn't do the giant yet. Oh well. Oh, didn't glue it well enough that way, but as long as I don't flip them around too willy-nilly, it should be good. Ooh, or too much paint on him. Figure out a way to do this in a minute, but forceps. Okay, well. How do you know you got them in your hand the wrong way when you can't get them to work? There we go. Grab it by the tab. Brush it on there. Let's keep it away from them. Hopefully we don't get any stray droplets. Normally for something like that fur cape, I would, give it a brown wash, but I want to make him thematically similar to the musicians. I think they're elven, maybe human. I'll have to look it up later, but Let's drop this hole. In case you can't see what this way means. Nope, still can't. Hold on. Just stood him up over there that way. Alright. I put way too much green there. Alright. So I'll have to find something. Actually, hold on. Let's not jump. That's not how you say jump the gun? I don't remember who started painting this one, but hey. You're getting a green wash. You're getting a phthalo green wash. But considering they only started with the weapon, I usually wait till the end for weapons and armor and, well, at least the weapons part. The armor is usually like in the first 5 steps, but or at least the outfit in general. The last step's usually skin, so that none of the other colors get on it, but it depends on the model. Get on there. Let's give the cape the wash now, so it'll bring out more of the shadows. Being a bit hydrophobic, are we? Oh, hey, we can go with that to make it have green fletchings. I'll put that on the arrow, so maybe it's poison. Poison. Poison's an evil act. Why? Because the unnecessary suffering in most poisons, or at least most game poisons, or is it because of the sneakiness aspect? Ow. Oh, that's right. I was gonna, before I grabbed that one, I was gonna go with giving the giant a green shirt. Oops. Yeah, be really careful with your washes, because capillary action will take them wherever, well, something between capillary action and surface tension will take them wherever they want to go. Green shirt on green pants. I don't know what the textiles capability of giants in this guy's neck of the woods are. Whoa, hey. With him being a hill giant, he could be pretty much anywhere in Zendikar. Not Zendikar, jeez, that's magic. Anywhere in Eberron, he's not restricted to Zendrik. It's the giant empires were in Zendrik before the Quarry invasion. But even still, if there's lone or scattered populations of giants on Corvair proper, the main continent for the adventurers, then they might not have an organized industry going on. Although it's possible they just use player character race textiles just at a much larger size. Like if giants are carrying coins, are they going to be regular size or are they going to be giant size? Are you going to spend them like normal or are you going to melt those suckers down or exchange them accordingly? They don't look bad in green. Just wanted to have some kind of color on there so he's not just skin and the handle with color on there. So after how many years, this guy's finally getting some paint. So he's got his vest. That's going to be some kind of fur here. The vest a man can get. So I'm going to set him up here with that. All right. Anybody else going green? No, why not? I'm not going to... Actually, no, I do want to do violet for this one. Violet, more violet. And I changed my mind again. All right, let's give this guy a green wash. Since I want to make him either sickly or some flavor of undead. So we'll go with a green undercoat instead of that ruddy, dark flesh and blood color. Because I don't necessarily want him to be a zombie, but something unliving. Brought out the detail on the mangy hair, though. As far as what I was saying with why I can't let something go with my Asperger's is at work, I'd ask someone politely to break down their boxes when they're taking them to the door because you're already walking there. Break them down as you go. Teamwork, right? So it's been at every place else I've worked. Instead of, oh, we just chuck all these boxes over here. I didn't realize that in the job description, if you're on a cleaning shift, you got to break down all the boxes, even if it's an entire day's worth mountain of boxes. Even if they brought them back one at a time. Like, it's just feels like in Army terms, Blue Falcon. A buddy effer. Just doesn't feel right. And it just keeps cycling through my head like, what the heck? And it's not in a what could I have done or said differently kind of way. It's in a just don't get it, it doesn't make sense kind of way. We've been doing it this way for X number of years and no one's had a problem. Really? They don't have time to. What do you mean they don't have time to? I was just on that shift yesterday all day. Somehow I had time to do it between all the other stuff while we were busier than we probably were today. We were nonstop yesterday. It's a Saturday. And then we didn't get out of there until late because apparently they were at least busy enough or didn't prioritize enough to shut the fryers down one after another to bring up most of the stuff that needs washed. So we can actually wash it. Because that was part of his complaint. Y'all just doing nothing back there most of the time. Like, if you're doing nothing when you're back here, then you're not looking for something to do. But I didn't say any of that. Like on a Sunday, if it's slower, I'm doing things like sweeping and mopping and scrubbing the office floor. So if I hit it once a week, maybe it won't look as disgusting. It's that white tile that likes to pick up all the dirt. Yeah, considering I used yellow for all the other guys, this guy's looking pretty unique to me. Alright. Well, we've used up the green, and that was the goal, so oops, where am I going with that? Ah! Get over here. Alright. So we got these 3 models we're trying to focus on. We're at 3-hour mark. I'm going to keep going. Get these guys, because I took that break a little early. Alright. Where's that violet? Oh, I don't need this to do the violet. Not in a dropper. Not in a dropper. Okay. Where's my other forceps? Did I take those with me? I don't think I did. Oh, there they are. Hiding behind the remoras. No, I haven't made any more progress in the last few days. One, I wasn't here, and the days I was here, I definitely wasn't going after that. Let's get this guy's head with his body. That way, maybe I'll paint them the same color at the same time. Another one of the gnolls is trying to come up out of the egg crate. Egg curtain. Alright. Just trying to not get the... violet. Just trying to hold it without holding it, you know? Like holding a cigarette. One of those fancy holders. Let's go. Let's go smaller model. A little bit of water so the bristles are nice and supple. Is that the word I'm looking for? Brr. See how Druchii Violet looks compared to the Vallejo Violet. Alright. It might end up being a moot point by putting the violet over for what I did with the two different base colors on this swirl, but we'll see. I do like how it's coming out so far. That's what she said. Someday that'll stop being funny. Today is not that day. This is no. Is that also a no? Sure, okay. The more things I get base coated and washed, the more things I can actually paint next time. So yes, it's a tedious process. Don't lose heart, true believer. Come on. We'll set them that way and try to get a little bit on the back of the base there. All right. Let's go with Patron Ben. He's got an actual translucent spell effect, so violet will look really good on there. Still need to go put magenta on my eye tyrants, but they're both over at Greg's house. Why can't I let it go? Alright, I'm going to lay this one on here to try, I think. His eyes are looking pretty evil, even if I don't want the character to be evil. But the way the model's looking at the moment's got some dark, glaring eyes going on. It'll help me get the underneath details. All right. Go ahead and get this butcher while we're at it. So maybe I'll use violet on my other dwarves. Not those other dwarves, but the other Reaper Bones ones that I got. The Bones 3, the King, Dwarf, and Court set. Oh, yeah. Get paint on these two and go to bed. Got woken up an hour before I wanted to, but it's better than the night before. Friday night, I did not go to sleep. I did lie down for a bit and read a D&D Pathfinder related magazine, the free introductory issue, launch issue, I should say. If it was in my budget, I would totally pick up Crucible. I think that's what it's called, Crucible. John Proctor my way through it. But no, it's got 4 adventures per magazine with some pretty well thought out story hooks. Like they actually go over like ways to hook the player, characters, and how the various parts of the adventure progress. So I plan on using each of them from this intro launch issue. Come on. Just need to get that first snap. That way you can hold it. Let's see how this guy's expression changes when we put some wash on there. Maybe too much on the face. Let it go, let it go. Blue Falcon. I'm sure one of the miniatures lines has a falcon. Paint it blue. Have it fly by when someone in the party screws over other members of the party. You know, like your typical, oh, I'm going to steal from other members of the party kind of thief. Like you're adventuring with them to go get bigger, better loot. Why are you trying to rob them? Like if you do a like last minute backstab kind of betrayal, your sudden but inevitable betrayal. That's one thing. But like first session, I try to steal this from him. Dude, you guys just started. You don't have anything worth stealing yet. Be a thief, not a petty thief. Be a grand thief. Heck, become a crime lord. But you gotta get the money to get started. You need the capital to form an empire. Ward. Ah! Oh, that is unfortunate. Well, thankfully, I vacuumed over here recently. Okay, well, about that. Kind of looks like I scalped him because it really only took the wash off of his head, off the top of his head. Made him bald because it took the skin right off. All right, let's try it again. All right. And we'll probably just leave this one on the forceps to not have to worry about it at the end. Boop, boop. You want some purple soup? Like, what? It's purple. It's full of vitamins and minerals. Minerals, all right. Got this nice surface tension bubble going on the pot. Yes. So it's like color-coded game pieces, but all right, can we get away with doing that? We can. Then we shall. All right. So it's not sticking out, so it doesn't get bumped when I push the chair in. Drushi Violet. All right. Leave it on so I can rinse some of the extra paint off of it before I go. Thank you, and to all a good night. Do I want to end this stream? Yes, please. Thank you.